Hello and welcome back to Spanish from Scratch. I'm Eduardo, and if you have been watching my videos, thank you very much for your support. It really motivates me to keep doing these videos. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, make yourself comfortable, and I hope I can teach you one thing or two that you didn't know already about Spanish. Today's video is going to be the second part of the imperative, and in the previous section, in the previous video, we learned how to talk about the imperative, but only in affirmative, okay? So in today's lesson, we are going to learn how to use the imperative in negative. But let me put a stop right there. Now, in order to watch this video, guys, you need to know the subjunctive conjugation. So if you don't know it, stop this video, go to my video about subjunctive conjugation. I will put it somewhere here or here. And when you feel comfortable with the conjugation, come back and start watching the video, okay? That is my personal recommendation. But without any further ado, let's go into the whiteboard. So we're starting with the whiteboard as we always do. And let's start by looking at some examples, okay? Number one, we say, no vayas a la fiesta sin mí. One more time, no vayas a la fiesta sin mí. Remember to put this intonation because we're giving an order. No vayas a la fiesta sin mí. So, no vayas means don't go. And it will be the subjunctive form. Remember, ir, the subjunctive is vaya. So we say, don't go. No vayas. Say, oye, si tomas, no manejes. If you drink, don't drive. Si tomas, no manejes. One more time. Si tomas, no manejes. So, no manejes will be no plus subjunctive. And last, no le pegues a tu hermano. One more time. No le pegues a tu hermano. Hey, don't hit your brother. No le pegues a tu hermano. So, pegues will be the subjunctive verb, and we say in negative. No le pegues. Now, let's take a look at the conjugation chart. So, in Spanish, guys, this is the thing. The negative and the affirmative imperative work very, very differently, okay? So, in the previous video, we only learned the affirmative because in negative is a whole different story. We learned that we need to conjugate the verbs as if we were talking about he or she. For example, with hablar, we will say, habla, speak. Or comer, come, eat. Well, if we want to give these commands like this, it only works for the subject to. Yes, the rules that we learned in the previous video only works when we command someone, referring to that person as the subject to. For example, if we give a command to someone that we need to respect, it sounds weird, right? Giving a command to someone you respect because commanding is kind of rude. But if we need to give a polite command, we need to use the subjunctive tense. For example, for usted, we will say hable. One more time, hable. Or coma, eat, coma. As we need to be polite, we will normally say this with a por favor, like hable por favor, speak please, or coma por favor, eat please. If we give a command to a group of people, like a teacher to students, we will use the same, the subjunctive, but in plural. We say, hablen, speak, guys, speak, hablen. Or, hey, guys, eat, coman. One more time, coman. And when we use the imperative, like with nosotros, with you and other people included, is more like an invitation, like let's, like hey, let's speak, hablemos. One more time, hablemos. Or hey, let's eat, comamos. One more time, comamos. So when you include yourself in the command with the subject nosotros, it's more like an invitation. It's let's do something. Comamos, hablemos, veamos, etc. Now, in negative, and this is where it gets really interesting, in negative we use the subjunctive for all the subjects, okay? So if we say, hey, don't speak, we say, no hables. One more time. No hables, don't speak. Or no comas, don't eat. No comas. If we need to say this a little more formally, we say no hable, don't speak, or no coma, don't eat. If we refer to a group, we would say no hablen, don't speak, no coman, don't eat. Or when you want to say let's not do this, no hablemos mejor. Let's not speak. Or no comamos. Let's not eat. This is very not common to say, but this will be the way to say it, okay? So now we need to remember, this will be the hard part. If we give some commands to someone, we would say, we need to remember the indicative form and the subjunctive form. So we say, speak, come, habla, don't speak, no hables. Eat, come, don't eat, no comas. Now, in here, even with the irregular verbs, we need to remember how to use them. So for example, if we say hacer, to do, and we say do, haz, don't do, no hagas. Like in here, you remember we have the verb ir was ve, go, and tener, ten, have this. Well, if we're being polite, we say vaya, go, go please, vaya por favor. Have this please, tenga por favor. If we command a group, vayan or tengan. And if it's an invitation, vayamos, tengamos. Now, when we speak in negative, we say don't go, no vayas. Say no tengas. We don't really say this, no tengas, but this is the way to make the command. No tengas, like don't have this, no tengas esto. We say no vaya, no tenga. In plural, no vayan, no tengan. Or in an let's not do this, no vayamos, no tengamos. Now, with the reflexive verbs, it will be something really curious. If we remember, in the reflexive, we would put the pronouns at the end of the verb. So we would say levántate or lávate. Now, when we talk about usted, we will say levántese or lávese. Let's remember that the se is the conjugation for the third person, and we use the third person when we are speaking politely. So we say levántese, get up, when we speak formally. Levántate, get up, when we speak casually. For our group, we say levántense or lávense. So we put the verb in plural. And for nosotros, levantémonos or lavémonos. One more time. Levantémonos, lavémonos. Let's get up. Let's wash our hands. Lavémonos las manos. Now, in negative, this pronoun that we have in red, te, se, or nos, needs to be before the verbs, okay? So we say, don't get up, no te levantes. Don't wash, no te laves. Like, hey, don't wash your hands, no te laves las manos. So we can see that in the affirmative, the pronouns will always be at the end of the verb, attached. And in negative, we need to put them before the verb, okay? Just be careful, before the verb, not before the no. So let's repeat. Levántate, get up. No te levantes, don't get up. Lávate, no te laves. Now let's go in the formal version. For usted, we say no se levante. One more time. No se levante, don't get up. No se lave, don't wash. For ustedes, we say no se levanten, no se laven. And for nosotros, we say no nos levantemos or no nos lavemos. One more time. No nos levantemos, no nos lavemos. Now, before we move forward, If you notice, in the affirmative version, we need to eliminate the S of the conjugation mos when we put the nos at the end. So instead of saying levantémonos, we eliminate the S and we say levantémonos. The same with lavémonos, we eliminate the S. Lavémonos. Now, let's take a look at some examples. A little exercise. So we have this command, vete de mi casa ahora. Get out of my house now. Haz la tarea sin demora. Do the homework without delaying. Ponte mis zapatos nuevos. Put on my new shoes. Oh, absorbe todo mi tiempo. Absorb all my time. Construye una casa pequeña. Oh, build a small house. Arroja basura en la calle. Throw garbage on the street. Now, some of these commands sound really weird because they're supposed to be negative, but they are in affirmative. Now, based on what we learned, can you transform these ones into negative examples? For example, vete de mi casa. Vete. So vete means go, like get out of my house. The verb is irse, so we would say no te vayas de mi casa. One more time, no te vayas de mi casa. So we put the te before the verb. And we put the verb in subjunctive. No te vayas, don't go. Haz la tarea, we change haz into the subjunctive. No hagas la tarea. Ponte mis zapatos, put on my shoes, we say. No te pongas mis zapatos nuevos, don't put on my new shoes. Absorbe todo mi tiempo, we say don't absorb all my time. No absorbas todo mi tiempo. One more time, no absorbas todo mi tiempo. Construye una casa pequeña, that sounds weird. Hey, build a small house. No, we say don't build a small house. No construyas una casa pequeña. One more time, guys. No construyas una casa pequeña. And this one, hey, throw garbage on the street. No, it's the opposite. Don't throw. So, no arrojes basura a la calle. Oh, this is my little mistake. This will be la calle. So we say, no arrojes basura a la calle. Don't throw garbage on the street. So that'll be it for today's video, guys. As you can see, the imperative can get a little harder when you want to use it in negative and in affirmative at the same time. So my recommendation for you would be to study the subjunctive really well, because you will need it in order to give commands in negative. I didn't invent the rules, that's just how it is. However, if you are struggling with the subjunctive and how to create it, I recommend you watch the video in which I explain the conjugation. I will also link it somewhere in here or at the end of the video, so you can go and check it and keep practicing your Spanish. Remember, the more you practice, the better you will get with the language. Also remember, if you want to contact me for private lessons and you're interested in having one-on-one lessons with me, I will put my teacher's profile in the description of this video. And also, if you found value in this, if you learned something new today with me, please make sure to consider to subscribe to my channel or to share my video with someone you think might find it useful. So, I will be seeing you in the next video. Ciao, ciao!